Good morning, everybody. This is Grant Russell with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Hope everybody's doing well and staying warm. I'm doing my best out here on a cold, brisk 20-degree morning. Got a little heat wave though actually today. I think yesterday was probably about 10 degrees on a high. So anyways, I'm going to do my best to try not to slip and you know what. But behind me, if you guys notice, I've got the pleasure to bring to you a brand new 2023 Newmar London Aire. It's a 4551 floor plan. Real quick on some measurements, just on all the 45-foot London Aires, they're gonna, I call it 45 feet. It's actually 44 feet, 10 inches overall length. At ride height, you got about 13 feet, 3 inches. There's been some new changes for 2023. As we go around the side, out on the exterior, I'll kind of point some of those things out to you. And you'll notice as we're walking across the front end here, we got a new look to the front end here on the London Aire. Also new for 2023, these headlights. Those are the new Silver Star, bright, high beam and low beam headlamps. Coming from a lot of owners, recommendations, and Newmar's worked with engineering. They've determined that these are the best headlamps to have on this size motorhome when you're traveling at night. It gives you some nice bright LED lights. Also, you'll notice on here on the side here, we've got lane assist. So it does have a sensor similar to your automotive industry today in the actual side view mirror. It has a little triangle that changes from orange to red, warning you when there's vehicles left and right of you. And on this whole front end here, this whole nose here, it's on a hydraulic. I'm gonna run that out. All right, so with this all the way out, you come around this end here, you'll notice that's where the generator is located. It's got a 12,500 kilowatt diesel generator. It's also where your air horns are hidden back behind here. You'll notice down below here we've got a fuel filter for the generator, easy access. Your windshield wiper reservoir is down below. That little red nozzle right near the fuel filter there on the generator is a hot water line to the front of the coach here. You're going to hook up a hose to it and clean all the bugs off of after a 300, 400 mile trip. It does make life a lot easier when you're cleaning that up. And then also right above this little red nozzle here, you'll notice there's an air chuck right there. If you want to tap into the air line on the front end of this coach, if you need to put any air into the vehicle tires, there's an air chuck located right there. Over on this side, we have the location for the hydraulics. So you got hydraulic steps, you got hydraulic nose slide on the front here. You got a full wall slide that's all hydraulics with it's got all tile, so that handles all the weight of that big full wall slide. And then you got hydraulic leveling system. Also, something else to point out, new for 2023, they've gone away from the chrome tips on all your exhausts. So that's the exhaust on the generator. So now they've got stainless steel in place of the chrome tips from previous years past. You'll notice in here, this compartment is going to be where a lot of your fuses, wiring harness, a lot of it, anything tied into the Spartan chassis is usually located in this room here. It also has a nice little windshield wiper thing, a little telescoping thing there to clean all the bugs off the front of the coach after a long trip. Let's pop that back in place there. And then these have another new feature for 23. These seals are new, so they're a little bit recessed. It makes life a lot easier when you're closing these doors. You're not having to fight them. They close nice and tight for you now. No more slamming them. You can still slam them, but they close nice and easy. All right, coming down the side of the coach here, you do have the side view cameras that are built into the actual mirrors. And then these come with the bird's eye view, 360 camera view. So it takes this camera here, there's a camera on the front of the coach and the rear of the coach, and it kind of stitches that view together to give you a bird's eye view of the coach. So this has a 360 camera view. And this next bay here, new for 2023, is an option to get the all-electric lithium. You got 2 lithium 320 amp hour batteries. You can opt for us, if you wanted us to install a third battery, there's room there. That gives you up to 50% more usage off the batteries. That's at the customer's request. And there's 2 3,000 watt inverters on the right hand side there. Why does it have 2 inverters? New for 23. The first inverter, you can turn the inverter 1 on and you can power your air conditioner. You no longer have to run the generator non-stop when you're driving down the highways on a 100-degree day to keep your passengers cool in the back. You literally run one of your air conditioners now off of one of the inverters. And of course the second inverter will be for refrigerator, induction cooktop, convection, all the electrical appliances throughout the coach. Okay, next bay over. So this coach was ordered with the standard single slide tray. You can see how easy that was for me to slide out. These will hold up to 1,000 pounds. And when you slide them back through, they'll lock back in place. Very simple and easy to operate. Okay, in this bay here, you'll notice there's no tray. We can install another tray here if someone were to want one, but without having the slide tray here, that creates some more headroom, more clearance for taller items all the way through. Also, just something to point out here, you'll notice this outrigger beam here. So they're throughout the coach. On every break in these doors going all the way down through the coach. That's Newmar's, what they call the STAR Foundation. STAR standing for strong, true, and robust. They believe that, and they've proven it, that a lot of the weight in the coach, you want it to be the low center of gravity down below here. That allows, this is your foundation. So this whole foundation is it's a home on wheels going down the road. So you want to have a very strong, dependable foundation. So they have engineered this and designed this to be able to accommodate these big, heavy-duty, full-wall slides with all-tile floor in them. So with the hydraulic motor and the all-tile floor and the big full-wall slide, it's a lot of weight. So these can really be handle that much weight. Next bay over, we've got the Oasis. Oasis is a system that Newmar has been using, I think since 2007, I think is when they introduced the Oasis hydronic heating system. Basically, this is where the exterior controls are located to power it on and off. If you need to reset it, you can see your flame ignite in here in the window there when you're operating it, and make sure it's powering up right. You will get a fault light on the interior of the coach, indicator fault, letting you know when it doesn't heat. But that gives you, if you want to take long hot showers, that Oasis system will give you continuous hot water off of the diesel burner. Plus it does have 2 electric elements in it as well to provide heat for the coach and heat for your hot water. In this bay, we've got 50 feet. We've got a retractable 50 amps. This is 50 feet long. It's your 50 amp power cord. And you know, on a cold day like today, these cords sit out for a long period of time. They can be very stiff and hard to roll in. There's a little switch right here on the door. It makes life a lot easier when you're going to store those power cords. Also, your transfer switch is located in here, plus some cable hookups. Moving down to this bay here is your water base station. So in this bay, you've got, similar to the shore power, I can walk my city water hose out and I can reel it back in here. Another feature I didn't show you on the shore cord, but when you're using this, you just pop the little hose in place there. So when you close your door, this keeps all your rodents and things out of this bay. Same thing on the shore power bay. Something to point out there. Outdoor shower. You got a digital reading here to check on your holding tanks. It's also where you can turn your water pump on and off. And new for 2023, it's kind of hard to see it, but in here there is a button on the bottom left. I don't know if you can see that or not. It says tilt. It's kind of bright out here, so I don't know if you see it, but so the tilt feature, if you wanted to make sure you're dumping all the water out properly, you can literally tilt the coach. So you hold that thing and the whole coach will tilt this direction, dump all your waters out, or your gray and your black water. You'll notice it has a whole house water filtration system. Your gray and your black water both have rinse valves on them. The RV SantaCon, that's this hose here. So all the black water and gray water does enter this Thetford macerator pump system here. If you needed to pump your wastewater uphill, you could use the RV SantaCon for that reason. If you want to bypass the RV SantaCon, you can still use this dump valve here, dump it right out the bottom and use it as a gravity dump. Stainless steel tips, that's the exhaust on the Oasis, the hydronic heat. And right above here, I got another sensor for your for the lane assist. Plus this is your docking light. Some daytime running lights there as well. Getting here to the drive axle, I didn't mention it, so your steer tires are 365/80 R22.5s. On the rear here, you've got all your tires are going to be 315/80 R22.5s. The steer axle is independent front suspension. It's got a 20,000 pound rating. Your drive axle is a 20,000 pound rating as well. Your tag axle, which is passive steer, this passive steer will turn. There's different degrees that it will turn at, and I think Spartan rates it up to 18 degrees. So it really depends on how big the tires are. You got 365s on the front, and you've got a 45-foot coach. But that passive steer will help cut back on tire scrub. It auto centers and dumps the air when you go into reverse, so it cuts back on tire scrub on the tag axle, but it helps decrease your turning radius too in tight turns. Going back to some of the axle sizes, so that with the 20,000 pound drive axle and a 20,000 pound steer axle and drive axle and tag, it's a 54,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. You've got 7,741 pounds of cargo carrying capacity on this coach. So you could load quite a bit on this coach and still tow 20,000 pounds behind you. So it's got a 605 horsepower at 1,950 pound-foot of torque. This coach can tow a lot of your toys with you. So just something to point out there. All right, going back to some of your features here. In this bay, or in this little compartment here, this is near the water station. So that's where you could keep a lot of your hoses, some extra hoses, extra gloves, extra chemicals, things like that if you wanted to, that are associated with the water station. This little compartment here is your diesel exhaust fluid reservoir. So a lot of your fuel stations, when you're pulling through, are going to be on your driver's side to fill it. The reservoir's on the other side, but this funnels it over to the holding tank. We've got a side radiator and one more sensor. So you have 3 sensors on the driver's side, 3 sensors on the passenger side for lane assist. All right, coming around to the back of the coach, we got a new rear cap on it. You do have, I mentioned it's got a 20,000 pound tow hitch on it. You have it's pre-wired for a brake controller, so it's got a 7-way plug here. And you notice the brake sync system here. So this does have its own brake sync as well, for if you want to add Air Force One to a tow vehicle, or you have a trailer that has air brakes on it, it's got the system already there for you. You open the rear of the coach here. All right, so this is as big as they get in this industry. So you got a 605 ISX, 1950 pound-foot of torque, Cummins diesel engine. You can see here we've got a location for the Oasis. This is the reservoir for the glycol system go in. So to keep the coach heated, you have to keep this at certain levels throughout this reservoir to provide heat for the coach. You'll notice here's your transmission fluid access point. Here's your engine oil access point. Here's your dipstick. You want it for your fuel filter minder is going to be located up here. So when this raises up, it just tells you when it's time to change the air filter out. It should be located in this bad boy here. And then coming around the side on this end, and being a Spartan chassis, you'll notice your fuel filter, water separator, and your air dryer are easy access, easy to get to change those out. They're located right here on the side, and most of the coaches is always on the passenger side rear of the coach. It's also where your chassis batteries are located. These are some disconnects on your batteries there. All right, so diesel exhaust fluid reservoir. Talked about that on the other side, so here's where it's located. And then I didn't run the awnings out, but if you wanted to step back a little, Jody, and kind of get a shot up, standard on the London Aire, you're going to get the Girard Nova awnings. The Girard Nova awnings are you have two awnings that cover almost the whole length of the coach. You'll notice I've got the lights on. I don't know if you see it, but there's LED lights in the awnings. It comes out about 10 feet. Halfway out, it pitches down, so it gives you good coverage out here on the patio area. In this bay here, we've got 105 gallons of fresh water is behind this pegboard in the shelving here. Nice place to keep additional chemicals for the exterior, anything associated with the chassis. Nice area to keep all your extra supplies here. We've got a 3/4 tray on this side. So this bay backs up to the Oasis system on the other side. So it goes about 3/4 of the way through. Still holds up to 1,000 pounds. You'll notice some loose supplies here. We've got the central vacuum system. This is a air hose if you want to tap into the air system on the coach. These are going to be for some awning rods, and these rods here. If you ever need to manually crank your full wall slide in, that's what those bad boys are for. And then up inside of here, you do have some electrical outlets. You've got some Silverleaf control panels, and you have some of the camera systems are located in here. Also, one of the slide out controls are located in this area. As we get on this side here, these are some of the storage compartments I was showing you from the other side earlier. As we get to the front bay here, this does have the optional refrigerator freezer combo. This is 12 volt and 110 operated. You can have a refrigerator on one side and a freezer on the other, however you want to set it. last but not least, on the outside of the coach, outside entertainment. So we do have a Samsung 43-inch smart TV, LED TV, with the Bose soundbar, and you can angle it. So kind of, I don't know if you saw it, but it does tilt down. We're gonna get the glare off of it, so it will swivel out and tilt down as well. And those Bose soundbars are Bluetooth, just like we have today, and most of our speakers. If you want to pair your mobile device, play your music outside, have a little party outside, you can. When we go on inside and take a look at the interior of this one, as we're going in, I left the steps out, but these are the hydraulic steps, so they will they'll retract all the way up behind these stairs here. And also, as we're going inside here, you'll notice you've got a keypad here that helps to lock and unlock the entrance door as well as your compartment doors. All right, it's nice and warm in here. Take the gloves off now. All right, so some new features for 2023 on the London Aire. With Spartan, they've introduced the Valid, the new Valid system here, so it's very nice and easy to navigate through. I'm using the arrows on the steering wheel here to navigate through, but I've got it on right now so you can kind of see I mentioned this coach has hydraulic leveling system. Well, you'll notice that says air leveling, the display that I have it on at the moment. So you can use the hydraulic leveling, or if you don't want to put the jacks down, maybe you're on some soft ground, this does have air leveling as well. As I toggle down, there's brightness feature for the dash cluster. There's a message center. Like right now, it's telling me my adaptive cruise control is turned off. I've got some low tire pressure going on with the coach. It's 10 degrees or 20 degrees outside, so I wouldn't doubt that we've got some tire pressure messing up at the moment, as cold as it's been the past few days. The settings feature your trip, your info area, the TPMS, and then of course the adaptive cruise at the very bottom there. You'll notice too in the very top it says Mobileye is off. You get a shot up at the front on the bottom of the windshield. That's your Mobileye. It does have a collision mitigation. It'll warn you when you're traveling faster than the car in front of you. It distances you off when you have the cruise control set. It'll slow down to the vehicle speed in front of you and then speed back up to the speed you have it set to when the vehicle gets out of your way. So there's some cool features that this one has on it. Also, let's see, you're new for 2023 on the side of the steering wheel right here. I don't know if you can get a shot down and right at it. You can see I've got the pedals, so I can move my pedals up and down right here. But more importantly, the actual steering effort. So if you get a shot at the dash cluster here, it's just right at my fingertips. So really simple and easy to navigate to, or to find. So when I want to set my comfort drive to a low setting, or if I want to go all the way up to a high setting, the higher the setting, the more resistance you're going to have on it. So it's a little tighter. Less resistance, the lower the number, the less resistance you got on the steering wheel. And if you're driving in some really windy conditions, the actual steering column monitors your driving habits about every 20 seconds. So it senses if you're fighting a strong side wind, it's going to fight it for you. If you're fighting a crown in the road, it fights it for you. When you're backing up the coach, sometimes you'll have the wheels just barely cocked to the right or barely cocked to the left. If you're backing into your parking spot, if you let go of the wheel as you're going back, this steering wheel should straighten itself out and takes you straight back. So really some cool features with the comfort drive feature. That's something else that Newmar has been installing all their diesel motorhomes since I think going back to 2007, if I'm not mistaken. You notice these nice big monitors here. Got some 10-inch monitors, color screen, easy to read. If I go into my menu here, I've got AM, FM, Bluetooth, HDMI set up, my Mobileye, my navigation, everything's programmed right into here. If you go into your navigation, that's got the new Nav and Go system. So it has automatic updates when they're available. And then also on the right screen here, if I go into my camera control, it's right now set on the 360 camera view, but if you wanted to view individual cameras throughout the coach, just at the click of a button, you got all the shades closed. You hear something outdoors, you can kind of just scroll through all the different cameras. Have a neat feature there. And then when we get on this side, we can scroll over on this side here, you do have the Kurt Spectrum brake controller system is located here. You'll notice you've got a charge pad for your iPhones or your Androids. You do have, this is where the parking brake's located, defrost on your side view mirrors, and then your dome light, some of the light controls. If you wanted to use the dim and bright button here instead of going into the actual dash cluster, it's located here to brighten and dim that. Power window. So it's got a dual pane power window here. If you're driving through a toll, this is nice and handy to have. A little power window. And if you want to turn the air horn on and off, you've got a button here that does that. You've got a battery boost switch here for house and chassis. If you ever get in a situation where you need to merge, maybe you need to you're trying to crank the engine, but you've got dead batteries on the chassis. You can literally hold down the house button that merges it with the chassis batteries and helps turn the engine over. And vice versa, if you've got low batteries on the house side, you can hold down the chassis that merges it with the house, and that'll try to help crank the generator and try to get the voltage level back up. So some cool features there as well. And then it does have a heavy tow on and off system here if you're towing some heavier items, and it does have auto traction control built in too. That's one of the safety features on it. Over here on the side panel here, we've got the 6-speed Allison transmission. I talked about the tag dump. So this switch right here, if I flip this in the forward position and I go into reverse, it automatically is going to dump the air on the tag axle and center the tag axle, so it cuts back on tire scrap. It distributes the weight to the drive axle, and then at low speeds, if you wanted to manually dump it, I think it speeds at 20 miles an hour or less, you can manually dump the tag, but you will get a warning indicator on the dash cluster letting you know when that tag is dumped. And over here on the far back behind the Allison transmission is the hydraulic leveling operations. It's all automatic, or you can manually operate those slide controls there. All right, let's go check out the fun part of the motorhome, the house. Let's see how this floor plan. So it's a 4551 floor plan. We've got I didn't mention this, I don't think, earlier, but the exterior of this one is one of the 4 new exteriors. It's called Kelso graphics. It's also got the Kelso interior with the Bermuda glazed maple matte finish. Nice big windows. There's a 50-inch LED smart TV that's hidden right now. You'll notice this little panel I'm on here. So these are throughout the coach. So I can operate my lights and go to my home screen here. I can operate my shades, kitchen, living room shades. Right now I want to go into systems and I'm going to raise the TV up. And then while that's going up, I will go ahead and show you the shades coming down as well. If I want to operate all these shades down at once, I can just literally hit the kitchen, living room shades. There are different locations at different zones to operate if you just want to operate the dinette shade or the recliner shade or the kitchen shade as well. And then this got the optional recliner chairs. What's nice about the recliner chairs, they're not fixed, so you can move these. If I want to move these out, I want to put them into a different location. They're not strapped down by any means. In travel, everything sandwiches together, so they're not going anywhere. You can turn them to their side, so it gives you more walk room, or leave them right where they're at. Across from it, we've got the folding. This is a fold and tumble bed, so it does give you it's a gel bed. So when it's all set up, it's not an air bed, so it does have a gel bed there. And then we get in this location here. We've got a pull out, so you can see how much countertop space that's going to give you. Overhead, we've got the Bose, the 900 Bose soundbar for your surround sound home theater system. And then it's all pre-wired satellite hookups. See, this one came with, this has the dual satellites on it. So it has the in-motion dome satellite as well as the Winegard Traveler, the high def satellite. So you can toggle between both on this particular one. And then you have the hookups for DVD player as well. And all your cabinet doors are on soft close. If you notice, as I'm closing these, opening them and closing them, they all have that soft close feature too. Full extension drawer glides. Nice big deep drawers. We've got induction cooktops here. On the flip side of these covers, got little cutting boards. If you want to take your induction cooktop outdoors, literally just unplug it right here, take it outside, cook outdoors if you want. Also makes it easier for cleanup in here as well. Oops. Get that set that flush there. There we go. And then we have a nice big stainless steel sink, split sink, as you can see. And I mentioned to you how there's individual controls. So here's another control center here. If I wanted to just operate just like the forward kitchen shade, which is, that's the one, I guess I should have said back one. Let's do the back one. This one here, if I just want to raise this one up, there's individual zones in these controls in the different locations throughout the coach. All right, and then we got some more overhead storage here. Pull out here. This is going to be all the owner's manuals for the coach. Plug that in. We have a convection Whirlpool convection microwave oven. A little bit of overhead storage. Little small spices up here if you wanted to. And you got some adjustable shelf here for some storage there as well. You'll notice below here we've got a dishwasher. So that is an option on this coach. This one came with. And then again, this is all the fun remote drawer when they come shipped to us. It's got your each individual TV remote, Bose remote, awning remote, filter changers, and a universal remote. Across here we've got, so we have the opposing door side, they call it recliner chairs, but it also comes with the Euro booth dinette. So I'm gonna pull this out and this will pop down. There's 2 leaves and 2 folding chairs under the bed in the back. You can have additional countertop space here and extra guest seating too as well. Okay. As we're getting to the back here, so we've got the Whirlpool all electric. It was like 18.5 approximate cubic feet storage. So refrigerator on the top, ice maker down below, plus this is all your freezer storage down below as well. And then this little switch here, you pull that to the left, that locks that nice and tight. Pantry storage, you notice as I open this pantry storage up, It has that auto light switch feature, so it lights up for you when you open it. And new for 2023, they've got a dedicated baking sheets area. So you've got your pots and pans drawers in the kitchen area. You've got all this pantry storage and then a place to put your baking sheets. Okay, and in this room we got this is the half bath. It's also going to be, I always like to point this out, but your house breakers. So the house breaker, fuses, everything's located in this area. It's at eye level. For most of us adults, we can access it nice and easy. It's out of reach of children. You're not having to operate a slide to get to it. Just walk right down the center of the coach to access this panel. And you got a macerator flushing porcelain toilet, some good countertop space. It's also where your central vacuum is located, the inner vac. This is kind of cool right here too. You got these little, well, you've got electrical inside of the medicine cabinet, and you also have a little hidden electrical system there that pops down below. You can just pop that in and out of place and then release it down. All right, so we got a king size bed. I mentioned to you the storage underneath. So there's the 2 folding chairs and the 2 leaves for the dinette. And then overhead, open these up. I'm going to close this one. So you'll notice you do have an electrical outlet overhead. For those of you that have CPAP machines, you want to use those and run them out these little, you've got these little outlet locations below here. You can run the hoses out the bottom, or if you just wanted to use it for any other type of items, charge systems, you can use that plug there. Run your lines out the bottom. You got all your shade controls are electric, day and night shades. As we get to the back here, we've got the full master bath. This has a nice large shower. You notice how much, I mean, I'm 6'2". You could have 2 of me in here if you wanted. We got tons of room. Nice tile backsplash. It kind of has a denim look, but that's all real tile. It's got the shower miser system here. So you have this little valve here. If you're dry camping and you don't want to waste any of your fresh water, you can turn this valve here to recirculate the hot water. This changes colors, letting you know when you have hot water. Flip it back this direction, turn it on. It gives you some quick, instant hot water without wasting it. Notice you've got the little shower seat in there as well. And then we have an egress door. This does open up. So I can open, this is an escape door. So this will have a ladder back behind there. So if I take the Velcro strap off and let the ladder down, that will telescope down. Makes it easier to get out of here. Nice to have peace of mind knowing you have an escape route. Uh-oh, I'm about to drop that. Let's put that back on here. Okay, it's got magnets that hold it in place. We'll close that back. That's a good old friend of mine used to say, you know, you never know if you had the front door open and a bear came walking in. Well, how are you going to get out of here? Well, you can get out right here. Oops. Okay, and you got this rear closet here. That's clean look. Got the little cubby holes for all your shoes. Some adjustable shelves on the right hand side there. Another look on this side there. And then double vanity sink area. Again, medicine, you got some good medicine cabinet storage. There's an electrical outlet inside of your medicine cabinet. There's also an electric outlet down below here. Here's one of your multiplex panels here to turn your lights on and off, some of your fans on and off. Another location there. And then you got 4 good size drawers in the bathroom area here for all your bathroom items. And then some nice deep storage underneath the sinks. It's got some really nice bathroom storage too as well. This is just access to the side of the washer dryer. So we'll open the front there. I'll switch spots with you if you'd like here. Yeah, if you want to go back. So this has an optional stackable washer and dryer. And at the very bottom here, we've got another little hidden drawer down below. Okay, they redesigned the London Aire too, the living room wardrobe area too. So just wanted to point this out. So the TV now pulls out and out of the way. So it's got a little hidden storage compartment back here. I'll switch spots with you. You've got some little hidden cabinets back here. Plus it's where your safe's located. That's a great new idea that they've put in place here on the 23 London Aires. And then of course you have all your nice wardrobe drawers here. This big deep drawers. You got 6 of these big guys. 3 more down below there. And you do have this overhead panel here for everything that's associated to the 43-inch Samsung Smart LED television here. All the wiring for DVD players, satellite hookups is all located in here. Silverleaf. So this panel here, there's 2 of these panels, one in the bedroom, one in the front. So your alternating current and your direct current power are going to be located in the system here. Generator switch, generator power, automatic gen settings. This is where you enable that. If you change a system in here, if I'm in my climate and I change the temperature in the kitchen to 72 degrees, well, it's going to change it on the system up front. So they do feed off one another. Your shade controls, your TV lift are also in here as well. The engine block heater. I just want to check on the batteries. Yeah, there's all the different features are in this system as well as in the very front. And if I'll show you up front. I didn't show this earlier, but so this overhead compartment, it does have the larger Silverleaf screen here. So the same systems I was just showing you in the back are going to be located here. It's just a larger screen. It's also where your satellite hookups are located. The optional Wi-Fi. This one came with the Everest router, so it does have the this Aspen Wi-Fi with the Everest router option that this comes with. And then this is your solar panel. It does have 4 100-watt solar panels on the rooftop. Over-the-air antenna, digital antenna. This is Girard controls here, and then you have some shade controls, Wi-Fi router on and off, exterior. These switches here just operate some of your step controls, some of your slide controls. Those are all things we demonstrate. So if you did purchase a motorhome from Transwest, plan on spending at least two hours or more with us, just learning the coach you're purchasing. Let's see, I hope I've covered as much of this coach as I can think of at the moment. My name is Grant Russell. My phone number should be at the bottom of this video. If you need to reach out to me anytime, you can reach me at 720-539-4711, or feel free to text me, call me, or shoot me an email at grussell, it's G-R-U-S-S, 2 S's, 2 L's, G-R-U-S-S-E-L-L @transwest.com. If there's anything else I can help with, feel free to reach out anytime. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay warm. hopefully next time we'll have the snow's all melted and it'll be an easier walk around. Have a good week. Thanks.